So the purpose of today's video is to show you how to rough cut a sphere using the templates that are included in the link below, so you can then use a jig to actually finish the sphere without overstressing the jig. So this is a template. There's a link to this at the bottom of this YouTube video. I have different sizes in the document. I printed this one out on a little bit of cardstock and then laminated it. I'm lucky enough to be married to a kindergarten teacher, so we actually have a laminator in the house. If not, in the past I've printed them out and actually printed them and then stuck them onto like a thin piece of laminate wood and then cut it out using a bandsaw. In this case, the nice thing is you can actually cut them out using a pair of scissors. And what you can see is here's the diameter of the sphere. So this is a 3-inch sphere, and what I'm basically doing is making an octagon shape around the sphere. And so for the 3-inch sphere, you've got the top piece is going to be 1.25 inches, and then you've got 2 7/8 pieces either side. And it's a little bit hard to see. You'll see it when I'm actually doing it on the lathe, but you're going to cut out this octagon shape. And these are these shapes for specific reasons. This piece here, I use this when I'm first starting out. So what I've basically got is a cylinder, and I'm going to mark the center line. And just a little tip on this one, when I marked the center line, I wasn't thinking about what it would look like when it's finished. So the reason this is I never finished this one was it's almost all resin and no wood. I didn't think about where I wanted the actual center of the piece to be. So you know, lesson learned there. So I get the center line, and then I'm going to mark the two ends. I'm going to mark these two pieces here, which are going to be left alone. And then this piece here, again, you'll see when I'm using it, this is for getting down to the side when you're cutting this piece down here. It's basically a depth gauge, so it'll be a lot clearer when you see me using it. And then when you've cut all these pieces out and got the octagon shape, this will fit over sort of perfectly, and you'll see that you've effectively got the dimensions and the outside shape of the sphere. And then it's a matter of getting the jig in place and just cutting it to an actual perfect sphere. But this means that you're not trying to cut the whole of the cylinder into a sphere using the jig, which would take a long time, and I think maybe would overstress the jig as well. So print these out. A top tip here, when you print these out, make sure that whatever you use to print isn't resizing. So if you print this as a PDF, which is what I've left on the video, PDFs will do something called fit to page, and it will make it a little bit smaller so it fits to page. You need to go in and turn that off and say print actual size. And when you printed it, just check that that's 3 inches from dotted line to dotted line, 3 inches across. And if it is, then you're good to go. If not, you need to print that again without the fit to size. Anyway, let's go over to the lathe and I'll show you how I use this. So, as I mentioned, think about where you want the center of the sphere to be. I've put a light behind here so I can just see where the wood is, and then obviously turn the light off, and now I'm going to mark the center. I actually don't have a lot to play with this one. The casting doesn't give me too much. So I'm just pencil marking the what's going to be the top of the octagon, and then I've just put a pencil mark to show where the actual end of the sphere is going to be. This is obviously speeded up a little bit, but just get those lines all the way around. You can do this with a lathe on, obviously. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to actually take off the most right-hand part, so the pieces to the right of that last piece. So I won't make you sit through me just cutting off the end. I am, as always with resin, I'm using the negative rake bits, which just, as you can see, the resin just comes off as streamers. It's a lot easier to use. It doesn't chatter and doesn't sort of create those sort of shattered surface pieces that you get. So anyway, taking the end piece off, and once that's done, that's going to sort of form the end piece of the actual finished sphere. So what I need to do now is I can see the center obviously just from the tool marks. So I'm going to hold that against the center line, and then I'm marking that first piece, and just obviously just get that circle all the way around the sphere. And then after that, what I've basically got is that mark that we're putting on right now to the first mark on the outside of the sphere, that marks the sort of what's going to be the two of the corners of the octagon. So we're going to need to set up the tool rest and just cut off that piece. So just thinking about this, the actual piece you're cutting off is actually a 45-degree angle. So what I did was I lined up the tool rest to the banjo. Then I got a framing square, and I'm using the framing square just to set the tool rest at 45 degrees. And that's just going to make it easier for me just to run up and down, and all things being equal, that actually should take off the piece from the inside circle that I put at the end of the sphere all the way across to the piece on the outside. So this is me just finishing up cutting that angle. As you can see, that's a straight 45 across, and then using the template that has the top half of the octagon, just sort of eyeballing it there just to make sure that I've got the right angles and the right size. Actually, it was a pretty good fit. So now I need to take off the piece I'm pointing at. So I effectively need to mirror the 45 chamfer I just took off, and I need to cut out a piece and leave enough space for the jig to swing back and forth as well. So this is my depth gauge. You can see on the right hand side that's taking me down to the corner, the right hand corner of the octagon. So I need to do the same thing on the left hand side, and again that depth gauge is just going to make it easy for me to get that depth. So I cut in again using my carbide piece, and at this point it's a little bit short, so I'm just going to cut a little bit more out. And I also, later on you don't see it, but I actually cut away a lot of the piece of the red on the left hand side just to give me plenty of space to be able to get the jig to move back and forth, so you'll be able to see that later on. So that's me cutting down, and with the depth gauge again, just a nice way of being able to find out that I've basically got down to what's going to be the left hand side of that octagon. So next thing is I need to get myself the center line, just check that I've got the line that's going to go, that's the sort of first line in, and now I'm just cutting straight across. It's a little bit more difficult just because I don't have the space to work, but basically I've now got a symmetrical shape that from the side, as you can see, looks like an octagon, fixed onto the chuck, and fits in there perfectly, and that's the whole purpose of the guide. So just to be clear, I don't use the jig at this speed. This is I use time lapse for this, but basically the only thing I did between the piece you saw and this was actually just to cut off those edges. And then when I'm working with resin, I like to do a wet sand. So here I went all the way up to 3000 grit on the outside. I actually typically then put a little bit of wax or polish or just something onto there so that I can more easily put it into my vacuum chuck. And then the vacuum chuck allows me to do two things. One is I was able to get in there, I didn't show it to you, but get in and actually sort of, after I'd sawn the piece off, just cut the last piece into a sphere, but also allows me to keep turning it in different directions and really get all those scratch marks out. Then I turned my old first lathe into a polishing jig, so I was able to get some polish and some wax onto that, and there's the finished piece. So I didn't spend too long on how to use the jig for this one, because this was more about how to use the template, and hopefully that's given you some sort of idea. Have any questions, put them below, I'm happy to answer them.